Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome to another episode of the Well at Home online relaxation series. My name is Steer, currently living in DC, and it's a beautiful day out here actually. So I'm really glad to be able to be here with you all today and to be able to share some breathing techniques, some relaxation techniques, and talk a little bit about stress and how it can affect our performance. All right. So if this is, one of your first times joining today, then welcome. If you've been on some of these sessions before, welcome back. And so feel free to drop any kind of comments or questions, or let me know, why you may have joined today. Yeah. So we can either do this two ways. We can make this really boring, or we can do it somewhat interactive. Yeah. Hopefully interactive. Okay. So, stress is a very real thing in our lives, and it impacts us in many ways. And so when we think about, first off, just a very random question, what are the qualities that you look for in a best friend or life partner? And you could just think about that to yourself. Whatever qualities that you may look for in a best friend or life partner, you could also feel free to share them or drop them in the comment section. All right. But maybe those qualities are things like someone who's loving and caring, someone who is thoughtful, someone who is ambitious, someone who's adventurous, someone who keeps it light. Whatever those qualities are, you could either write them down for yourself or drop them in the comment section, and just continue to think about what are the qualities that you usually look for in a best friend or life partner. And I know for myself, definitely someone who is intelligent, but also, someone who's able to keep things light and fun, right? Maybe someone who is someone who's a good cook. No. Someone who is compassionate, someone who's willing to grow, open to learning, right? And you may have many different qualities similar to those. You may have a lot more. But whatever those qualities are, when we look at them, the question is, do we only look for those qualities in a best friend or a life partner? No, right? Most likely not. We also look for those qualities in people that we meet on a regular basis. We look for those qualities in coworkers. We look for those qualities in friends and other friends and family, or people that we meet along the way. And we also want to show those qualities ourselves, right? And so most of the time when we think about these qualities, these beautiful qualities that we're looking for in people and ourselves, this question is actually asked all over the world. People in different countries, it doesn't matter your race, your religion, sex, identity, anything like that. People give the same similar type of answers, right? And reason being is because these are universal human qualities or universal human values. These are values that every single person in this world is looking for, right? And hoping that other people will share with them. But the thing is that when we look around the world and we hear about these qualities that we just mentioned, are people always showing these qualities? No, right? Unfortunately not. People are not always showing these beautiful qualities like love and compassion and caring and open-mindedness and ambition, all right? So the question becomes, what is it that blocks us from showing these qualities? And most of the time, when we think about what is it that actually blocks us from showing these human qualities, these values that we cherish, right? Like love and compassion and caring and thoughtfulness and communication, good listener, all these things. Most of the time it's things from the past, it's our environment, it's trauma. And, when we wrap all of that together, it really does become stress, right? All of those things cause stress. It's the underlying current behind all of those situations. And stress really does become a very prominent part of our life that blocks us from being able to show those beautiful human qualities. Would you all agree? Yes? Hopefully so. All right. And the thing is that stress is something that's inevitable. It's something that all of us deal with on some type of scale. All right. And when we look at stress, we can think about what parts of our life are typically affected by stress. And again, you can feel free to drop any kind of comments, let me know what you're thinking as we're continuing on. But just thinking about what aspects of your life are actually affected by stress. All right. Usually it's, home life, your relationships with parents, maybe relationships with your children, with your spouse. It's relationships with coworkers, right? It's similar to a certain brand of candy. They have the slogan that says, "You're not you when you're hungry." All right. It's that same thing when we're stressed, actually. You're not you when you're stressed out. Right. And so, stress really does affect all parts of our life when you break it down, right? It affects our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health. It affects our thoughts, our behaviors, our attitudes, our performance. It affects our ability to learn, and it affects our work life. It affects the activities that we partake in. If you play a sport or an instrument or have some kind of extracurricular activity that you do, stress really does affect all parts of our life, right? Now, if you were to ask a young child or a 13-year-old young adult, how do they see adults dealing with stress? What do you think they would say? All right, stress is one of those things that's inevitable. And if we were to ask the young people, how do they see adults dealing with stress? They say many, many different things. They're very truthful in what it is that they see, right? And, sometimes it's things like, alcohol or drugs, or sometimes it's yelling, right? That's a really common one, yelling, or aggression, violence, whether it's domestic or, whatever the type of violence is, right? Sometimes it's lashing out. Sometimes it's holding it in, all right? Holding in the stress, isolating themselves. Sometimes it's, addictive behavior. Sometimes it's that online retail therapy, right? Online shopping. Or sometimes it's taking a walk. Sometimes it's talking to someone. Sometimes it's doing some dancing or some yoga or watching TV or eating, overeating, undereating, whatever the case is. And so there are many, many different ways to deal with stress. And, when we think about it, when we ask the young people, do they see more positive or negative ways that they see adults dealing with stress? Unfortunately, they end up saying negative, right? And that's not always the case, but sometimes it is, all right? Where we sometimes see more negative habits and ways that individuals are dealing with stress. Now, are we blaming the adults here? No, we're not blaming the adults, but At the same time, the adults, where have they learned to deal with stress in the first place? Many adults, they're learning to deal with stress from the adults that were in their lives. All right. Where are people learning to deal with stress? From the people, the adults that were in their lives when they were children. All right. And so on and so forth. And it really does become this cycle, right, of how we're dealing with stress. It's perpetual. It's something that's continuing over and over. And when you think about who has the ability to break that cycle, it's the young people and the adults currently right now. Once we start having an awareness of what kind of habits are we passing on to the next generation, we now can choose to take the responsibility to practice healthy habits and healthy lifestyles. And that's exactly what Sky Schools is about. It's about being able to bring that awareness and then show powerful tools and techniques to take people on the path to living a healthier lifestyle and how to deal with stress. All right. Now, the thing is that yes, we are modeling behavior for the young people on a regular basis, whether it's good habits or bad habits. Now, the thing is that there are some instances where stress can, be positive for us, right? When you think about people who are peak performers in any kind of field that they're in, oftentimes peak performers say that they need a little bit of stress. They need that adrenaline to pump in, so that they can go and do what they need, right? Now, initially, that stress can be a good thing, right? It can get you to do that assignment. It could get you to do, if you're in school, some kind of homework or paper that's due, right? But if that's prolonged, right, if it becomes chronic stress, if that stress is prolonged for a period of time, then over time your productivity is actually going to lessen, all right? And so there's always a threshold, or there's a point wherein the performance is now going to be on the decline. And the thing is that the more powerful way to deal with all of this is when we have stress, we get a little bit of stress in order to do something, but then we have to return back to that calm place. All right. If we don't have the ability to return back to that calm, centered place, then we're always going to be in that stress mode. They actually say that 50% of most of the Americans in the world, 50% of the time, we are in a fight or flight or stressed mode, right? And doing that on a prolonged period of time is just not healthy for our mind and our bodies, right? And so this is how you see a lot of stress-related diseases come up, and so it's a very interesting and cycle that happens there. And so being able to, again, manage the stress in very productive and practical ways and using certain tools like breathing and meditation can be very powerful. All right. So I would love to show you all the breathing technique now that can really help with being able to manage this stress in an effective way. All right. Because here's the thing, the breath is such an important tool in being able to manage the stress, but most of the time we're completely unaware to the fact that we're even breathing in the first place. Every single moment of the day we are breathing. It's the first act of life that we had in this world. And it's going to be the last thing that we do before we leave this earth. And everywhere in between, we have to be breathing. Because here's the thing, if you're not breathing, then you're not alive. All right. And so your breath is literally your lifeline. Okay. And so using certain breathing techniques, whether we realize it or not, every single emotion that we experience, we breathe a certain way. Whether you're stressed, angry, happy, sad, nervous, there's a certain breathing pattern associated with it. But we can also change the way we feel just by using certain breathing techniques. So this technique that I want to teach you all today is something called straw breath. All right. So with straw breath, you're just going to make sure that you're sitting up tall, all right, with the back straight. And with straw breath, you're just going to take a deep breath in through your nose, and then you're slowly going to exhale through your mouth as if you have a small straw in your mouth, completely exhaling, letting all the air out of the lungs, all right? So you can give it a try now, taking a deep breath in through the nose and slowly exhaling through the mouth. And when you exhale, you're going to let all the air out of the lungs. You're going to completely empty the lungs. All right. So we can try it again. Let's do it together. Take a deep breath in through the nose and slowly exhale through the mouth. You can close the eyes and let's continue to do this for about 5 to 6 more times. Just take a deep breath in through the nose. Slowly exhale through that small space in the mouth. And just continue on your own, seeing if you can exhale even longer than the last breath. As you continue, just keeping your focus on your breathing. And you can relax the shoulders as you continue. You just finish with 2 more of these breaths. And when you finish the last one, just keep the eyes closed for a moment and relax the breathing. Just take notice of what may be happening in the mind and the body. See if you can sit as still as possible for the next few moments. And let's take a natural breath in and let go. And taking your own time, when you feel ready, you can gently open the eyes. How was that? It was good? Yeah. Feel free to share how you feel in the comment section. Well, hopefully you feel calm and relaxed. Yeah. Maybe you feel a bit more focused or recharge after doing that breathing technique. And again, that breathing technique is something called straw breath. And straw breath is very powerful tool that we can use in any situation, actually. If we need a little bit of boost in energy, if we need to recharge and refocus, if we need to relax, calm down and relax, you can use that right there in the moment. Yeah. And so you could sit down, close your eyes, and do about 6 to 8 of these, and it could be very powerful. Yeah. So the last thing that we should get into here is a nice little brief meditation. You can do a nice guided meditation, and then we can discuss afterwards. Okay. So let's sit comfortably, and we can close the eyes. And just start becoming aware of the sounds in the environment. Just become aware of any of the noises in the environment. Maybe cars passing outside, birds chirping in the distance, maybe noise in the other room. And just take a natural breath in and let go. You're now in harmony with your environment. Become aware of your physical body. Become aware of the feet, the thighs and hips, genitals, abdomen, stomach. Become aware of the chest, become aware of the shoulders, arms and hands. Become aware of the neck, face and head, back of the head, top of the head. Just become aware of the whole body, the whole body. This body is a precious gift to you, given to you by nature. Honor and respect the body. Take a deep breath in and let go. Become aware of your thoughts, positive thoughts or negative thoughts. Just let them be. No attachment to any. Take a deep breath in and let go. Become aware of your feelings. You are peace. You are joy. Just take a deep breath in and let go. Become aware of your feelings. Become aware of your thoughts. Become aware of your physical body. And become aware of the sounds in the environment, surroundings. Just take a deep breath in and let go. And taking your own time. When you feel ready, you can gently begin to open the eyes. How was it? How was the meditation? It was good? Hopefully so. So again, really appreciate you all being here today and being here to be able to share some tools and techniques. It's really an honor. And the key here is to practice. Practice continuing to use these tools and techniques throughout your day. And if you're looking to get deeper experience in any of the breathing techniques or meditation, we coach and teach meditation to individuals who are looking to carry on a practice for themselves or to be able to show this or experience this within their school communities or communities in general to the public. All right. So if you're looking to get an additional experience, you can check out skyschools.org. There are many different parent educator courses as well as some free public offerings for the Black community right now. And so it's been a beautiful time being here with you all today. And I hope to see you all again soon. Much love and peace on the day. Take care.